Welcome to another edition of Eric's Product Reviews. I am Eric, and today I'm super excited to talk to you about this awesome product from a company called Filohome. This is a Filohome smart Wi-Fi switch. Now, this particular model is a model that has two switches and what would be one paddle. They do make versions of this that are one switch as well as three switches. But I specifically, in my guest bedroom, we have two paddles. One of those paddles controls the closet light, but the other paddle had two switches on it. One for the main lights in the bedroom and one for the ceiling fan light that's in the center. And so I wanted to replace that with smart Wi-Fi switches, and this is exactly what this is. It has two switches. You can control it inside the app as well as with an Echo device or Google Assistant device. You can turn them both off or on at the same time, or you can control them individually, as well as you have the push buttons on there to turn them on manually. So it works really, really great. In the box, you get the light switch itself. You get the plate if you're using a single plate and you need the plate. The plate is in there, but of course I was using this in a dual plate setup, so I used the plate I already had. You get the switch. It has the Wi-Fi box built into it. It has the wires coming out of the back to attach to everything. Now, one thing to note, you do need a neutral wire in order to hook this up. Most Wi-Fi switches do require neutral wire. Sometimes older homes don't have a neutral wire, so make sure you have a neutral wire in the box in order to, before you order this, because you will need a neutral wire in order to hook this up. I did have that. I had to find mine because you don't use the neutral wire with a normal, just a regular light switch. So I didn't, at first I was like, oh my goodness, I thought I had one and I don't see it, but it was just tucked way back in the back because it wasn't being used. But I was able to find it, so I was able to hook this up without any issues. Now, installation is not that hard as long as you pay attention to what is what. I will say, if you don't know a lot about messing with switches, then consult an electrician, pay for an electrician. If you have a family friend who's an electrician, have them do it. But, you know, light switches are something you don't want to be messing with if you don't know what you're doing. Know what you're doing before you start messing with it. And make sure you turn off the breaker to turn off the power before you start connecting anything, because you could potentially electrocute yourself or give yourself a really bad electricity burn if you do not know what you're doing and do it right. So, just that being said, if you do know what you're doing, it's not that hard to connect these. The electrical connectors you need to connect the wires from this to the wires in your wall are in there. So you just unhook the old switch. Then you make sure the right wires are going to the right wires in the wall, the neutral to the neutral, the power in line to the power in line, and then the two power out to the lights or whatever it is you're controlling with these. Make sure those are correct, and then wire them together. Once you've got everything wired up, then you're ready to go, and it's fairly simple to get all that set up. As you could kind of see in the video there, the sped up video of me doing some of the work. It just takes time, you know. If you're going to do a project like this, you got to make sure you have time. Make sure, again, mine took a little bit longer because I couldn't find that neutral wire. So make sure you give yourself adequate time to take your time and make sure that it's done right. But it's fairly easy. Now, once you get it all connected and you've got power, then you can test the switches themselves just manually to make sure everything's working. Once you know that's working, then it's time to pair it up to the Smart Life app, and that's really easy. So let's jump over to a quick video so you can see how that works. Okay, so now I've got the light switch installed. You can see this is a smart light switch. If I press this button, you'll see lights came on, and if I press this button, the fan comes on. You'll see that up there. I'm going to press it again, turn it off, so you can see that it is working and it is controlling that. And you can see there's little sort of pink lights when they're off. When they're on, they turn red. Just a slight difference, but little tiny LEDs, so easy to find the lights even in the dark. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these to the Smart Life app, and so I'm going to open the Smart Life app, and I'm going to long press this. And you can see they turned blue, so that means they're ready to be added. And you can see right here it detected it, US standard switch double. So if that didn't happen, you would click that add button, but a lot of times Smart Life will detect automatically. So I'm going to click add, and then it's going to have you verify your Wi-Fi, and then it's going to add the switches. So you can see that took about 30 to 60 seconds at the most. You can see it added them both, and automatically my Alexa Echo app detected 3 new devices connected. So it's probably seeing this as one, so you could turn these all on at once, or 2 separate. So I'm going to click the edit there, and you'll see this is the device information. This is the name. I'm going to make this guest room smart switch, and that's for the whole switch. That's not for each individual one, so that's for the whole thing. And I'm going to click finish and click done. Now inside of this you can name each one. So, and you can see as now that I'm turning them on. So actually the blue and the red LEDs, I guess that's if you're not using the smart, if you haven't connected to the internet yet, then it's that pink color. Now that they're connected to the internet, they are both blue. And when you turn it on, it turns off. There's no LED. When you turn it off, the little blue LED turns on. So that's cool. And it says long press to edit the name. So I'm gonna long press, and that's the switch 1. So I'm gonna call that guest room lights, and then I'm going to long press that one, and I'm going to change that to guest room fan. So now I can control these based on that. As you can see, you can set up timers, you can turn them all on or all off, and inside of the Echo device or on a Google Assistant, if you connect this to that as well, you can control both switches at the same time using Guest Room Smart Switch or Guest Room Lights for just the lights, or Guest Room Fan for just the fan. So I'm gonna go make sure that's set up in Alexa, and then we'll demo that. So you can see once you have it hooked up to power, really easy to get them lights connected to the Smart Life app. It detected it automatically in my case, or you just click the plus button, choose switch. But yeah, very simple, connected, and took me like a minute and a half to get it done. Then you just go in and you rename the switches, the names you're going to be calling them. And that's great. Now if you have an Echo device with Alexa, or you have a Google Assistant device, you can connect the Smart Life to that, and then you can control these things by voice. And I of course have Echo devices all over my house and control all my smart devices by voice. So let's go check out how that works with this. Okay, so here we are in the guest room, and Alexa has connected to Smart Life and updated. So I can say, Alexa, turn on the guest room lights. Alexa, turn on the guest room fan. Alexa, turn off the guest room lights. Alexa, turn off the guest room fan. So you see, now that I've got it connected, I can control it in the app, I can control it with the actual switch itself, or I can control it with my Echo devices. So you can see it works great with Alexa. To be able to control, now I can turn those guest room lights on or off. When I have guests, I leave a thing on the side table that lets them know the commands they can use to turn their lights on and off. Just great to be able to get into bed and turn off the lights or turn on the fan if you get hot in the middle of the night without having to get out of bed. Good experience for your guests. So and this worked great. It's easy to set up, easy to get connected, and now I am able to control the fan or the light switch by voice, or I can control in the app, turn them on or off from anywhere in the world through the app as long as I'm connected to the internet. And the manual switches still work great too. In fact, I like the manual switches on this switch better than the ones I had before, because these are just you just tap it, turn it on, press it, turn it off. And they have those nice little blue LEDs, so if it is dark at night and you're trying to find the light switch and maybe you can't use voice command because someone's asleep or whatever, then easy to find the switches because of the nice little tiny little LED blue LED light that lets you know where the switches are. So really excellent product by Filohome. If you are looking for a smart Wi-Fi switch to enhance your own home, either the single or the dual, which is what I have here, or the triple, which they also have, then these smart Wi-Fi light switches from Filohome, definitely a product that I would recommend. That is going to be it for this review. If you like this review, please click that like button. If you know anyone who might be interested in the product, share the video with them. All the ways are down there. If you have any questions, just post them down below. I will do my best to get back to you as quickly as I can. I'm not an electrician, so if you ask me complicated electricity questions, I'm not going to be the one to consult for that. But if you have just general questions about the switch, I can help you with that part the best that I can. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can keep up with future product reviews. That is going to be it until next time, so be safe and be happy.